Hi everyone, so welcome back. Now this lesson is going to be quite exciting. We're going to be doing a little bit of animation. So the idea here is to have objects floating around the Sonos speaker and vibrating to the sound that's coming out of the speaker. So first things first, let's get out of the Redshift layout materials. But before we do, just make sure that we have all our lights lit up on the speaker. So you should be able to see the light here down the bottom, and also the light at the top here, and also at the very top there. Now if you don't, that's probably because you haven't layered them correctly. So just make sure that the null bottom light is an immediate child of the parent, and also the top light 1 is also immediate child to the parent, which is the Peach speaker, which is the group, and also the red light is outside of these two. It's also immediately under the null red speaker. So if you just check on that just to make sure that the layering is correct. I do recommend a better naming convention than what I've got here, but it will work in any scenario. So the main thing is to grab the entire speaker and place it under a group, because we will be rotating the Sonos speaker as the particles are circling around the speaker. Now, first things first, let's create a cloner. So we're going to basically have an object and we're going to clone it. So let's just go over here and add a cloner. There we go. Now, what we want to do is we want to place an object under the cloner. So let's assume that it's going to be a sphere to keep it nice and simple. Okay, so a sphere. Now if you hold shift, you go straight under the cloner. Now we've got the cloner here, and it's okay, the sphere is so large that we actually ended up inside the sphere. So let's back out. Now I'm going to switch the Redshift material over to just standard. So I'm just going to switch to the standard viewport so that we just see the speaker. Now notice that the sphere is here and it's cloning in a grid format. There's 3 by 3, so 1, 2, 3 by 3 here. So that's what's happening here, and that's why everything went dark for a second. So we're going to reduce the size of the sphere. So we're going to drop this down to say 0.5 centimeter. So now we've got those spheres and they're still here, but they're tiny. They're much, much smaller. So let's just go back. How come they're 0.5? Let me go to 0.5. There we go. Now they're much, much smaller, and they're on a grid, right? So we don't want them on a grid. We want it in a circular spiral form. So what we're going to do is we're just basically going to go over here to the helix. So we're going to add the helix, and we're going to just rename it helix dot sphere underscore path. So that's your, oh, did I put dot, or I think I placed a comma, not a dot. So let's just go dot. There we go. Okay, so now we are going to tell the cloner to follow the helix path. Now, where's the helix path? We're back out again. It's massive, it's huge. So let's just turn it to its side first. So we're going to have it like that. And now let's manipulate this sphere, the helix, down. So we're going to reduce to make it much, much, much smaller. So let me just, I'm going to remove the backdrop because it's in the way. So we can just see the little spheres here. Oops. You can see the little spheres here, and we can see the helix. So we want to place these spheres on the helix. So first of all, let's size the helix to make sure that it's nice and compact, and start radius, we want to be bigger than the Sonos speaker. We also want to reduce the height. We also want to reduce the radius at the end, so it's nice and tight. Let's just go in a little bit. There we go. So that's what we have at the moment. Let's drop the height a little bit more. Okay, I like that. It's looking good. Yeah, that's the height that we want. We don't want it necessarily to cross the entire Sonos speaker, so we want to keep it sort of nice and tight there. So what we're going to do now is, I think the height is okay. The end radius can be less. So it's closer to, that's a little bit too much. I think that's it. Okay, now the helix is done. So I believe that that should be good. So the particles should be around like that. Now what we got to do is, actually I wouldn't mind having the height a bit more. Oh no, maybe, no, it's okay. We can keep it like that. We could maybe, no, let's just keep, we could do uniform, or we could do on a bit of a spiral. So I'm just thinking, it's really up to you guys how you want the, do you want it to sort of start small and expand up high, or keep it like that? So it's up to you guys. The end angle, it's where does it finish kind of thing. So do we want it to finish at 720, or do we want it to go further around? So we can go around like that. So we're adding a few more spirals. Let's just finish it here. So now the thing is, if we have too many spirals, it's going to block the Sonos speaker. So let's just keep it like that, right, for now. Okay, again, these are some settings that we can change in time. For now, we need to basically place those spheres, which are here, here, and here, the tiny little dots, right? So what we've got to do is place them on the helix. The way we're going to do that is simply go to the cloner. We are going to say the mode is not grid, it's going to be object, follow the object. And we're going to tell it what object to follow. If we go over to the object entry, we're going to select the eyedropper and point it to the helix. There we go. Straight away, all your spheres are on the helix. So let's have a closer look at that. Okay, great. Now, I think we need to add a few more cloners. So we need a few more spheres on this. It looks a little bit sporadic. So let's go down to the count. It's right now 10. We are going to increase it like so. Okay. Now we can also change the number of counts in the animation. So you could start with 65 and finish with, say, 145, for example. Now, if you want to, because when we put the music on, the frame rate is maybe to 120. I don't know what your frame rate is over there, but you can change the frame to, say, 800 or 1200, however long you want the animation to go for. Now, the longer you have it, obviously, the longer render time it's going to take. And so it's up to you guys, but I'm going to keep it at 800 frames for the time being.